Launceston has a fairly big bus network for a city of its size. However, it used to have bigger. Before 2020, when a lot of services were cut, Launceston's network covered far more of the city, albeit not as frequent. In this video, I'm going to be exploring some of the abandoned bus infrastructure from the old routes around Launceston. All public bus service in Launceston is operated by Metro Tasmania, with some services also being operated by Mannion's Coaches and Tassylink Transit, mainly as part of services out of the city. Cambridge Street at Brougham Street is a sheltered stop on Cambridge Street in Upper West Launceston. The stop served the community around Upper Brougham Street and that area, and it was served by the 64, 74 and 70F services, but until 2020, when that all service was cancelled to this deviation up Cambridge Street. There is one school bus in each direction every day to the stop, I believe. That's it now, and there are no signs about this anywhere. It's incredibly hard to find any information this service exists. The only alternative public transport for regular residents of this area is to walk to the existing 165 and 167 bus corridors, either at Basin Road or Peel Street West. Normanston Road at Merivale Street was a stop on the 48 and 58 services, which ran from the Launceston CBD to Youngtown. It was located in South Launceston in an area commonly referred to as Sandhill. It is only about 150 metres from a current bus terminus at Normanston Road, Sandhill. This is also currently a stop on school bus services that run along Normanston Road, and there are quite a lot of them running to a lot of schools all around Launceston and at their area. Alternatives for locals living in this area are plentiful. Only 150 metres away is the route of the 145 bus to the city via Kings Meadows. A similar distance away is the corridor carrying the 160, 161 and 162 services. A bit further away, but still quite close, is the corridor carrying the main Kings Meadows turn up and go corridor, so there are a lot of options. Something that I'm sure someone in the comments is going to say is that, oh, there's still school bus services running there. I filmed this in the school holidays, they're abandoned. The stops along Mulgrave and Meredith Streets are all fairly similar, so I'll cover them all now. They were served by the 70, 60, 64 and 74 services, with services running from the Prospect Vale area to the city and vice versa. Some of the stops have signs and others have shelters and some are not marked at all. There are still plentiful school bus services down here, but for local residents trying to go places, they would have to walk, depending on their location, either back to the Kings Meadows corridor, up the hill to Talbot Road on the services there, or all the way to the Launceston General Hospital to catch a bus from there. Holbrook Street at Nicholson Street was a stop on Holbrook Street in Invermay, a northern suburb of Launceston. The stop was served by the 25 and 35 routes. I believe the stop was closed and its deviation due to its proximity to the busy Mowbray and Invermay Road corridor, which took me less than 5 minutes to walk to from this stop. Alternatives are not difficult to find because of the high frequency of this corridor, with services every 15 minutes between 7 AM and 7 PM on weekdays. There are still a very small amount of school bus services down the Holbrook Street corridor, but most school bus services terminate at the northern end at Holbrook Street at Main Street outside Invermay Primary School. The Cornwall Square Transit Centre was located on William Street in the north of the Launceston CBD. Unlike the others, which are all small stops operated by Metro Tasmania, this was a major privately owned bus interchange where most intercity and regional services out of Launceston left. However, in 2020, TassieLink Transit withdrew its services from there, followed shortly by Mannion's Coaches and several other operators. By 2023, the last year of operation, only Callow's Coaches and Kinetic Tasmania were using the station. It was a major terminal, but sadly in April 2023 it closed to all traffic. There is now a replacement stop on Charles Street about 200 metres away, which is a container, like a shipping container they've cut a few holes in and painted, which really shows how poorly regional transport is thought of in Tasmania. That is the only alternative, as most regional services either depart from the main Launceston City interchange now, which is a 10-minute walk from the current replacement stop, or from this stop itself. Limited regional services also stop at the Launceston General Hospital and at Launceston City Interchange. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time on Tasmanian.